Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana moves nicely still within this descending wedge. I think we need to pay serious attention should the price break to the downside of the wedge, because it would break below a descending trend line. That would have, in my experience, quite significant bearish implications, because breaking to the downside of a descending wedge is never a good idea, because what it does at the moment, it implies that this downtrend is starting to slow down. That's also what we see here with this C wave. We are tracking an A wave, a B wave, and the C wave. And the C wave seems to be unfolding in a so-called ending diagonal. If the C wave is unfolding in an ending diagonal, well, you hear it in the name, right? It's called an ending diagonal because it's typically the last wave of a cycle. The cycle in this case is a corrective cycle consisting of an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. So it's quite interesting to see that, and the price is in a descending wedge. Now, the bulls need to use that opportunity, because it means that the bears are running out of steam here slowly, okay? And I'm still waiting, or watching at least, if we get another low. I'm still expecting another low. So far, this forecast has been correct. We've been waiting for a new low here. It happened. And we still highlighted here that as long as price doesn't break above $22.20, another low is still on the radar. And so far, you didn't miss anything if you didn't buy down here, because price is back at that level, because price respected our resistance at $22.20. At the moment, it looks like we will get at least one more low. And for a potential target, we're watching the $17.90 level and the descending trend line here on the chart. We've got at least two touch points, possibly three, depending on how I draw that trend line. There's always a little bit of inaccuracy when we deal with trend lines, because you can use the wicks or you just use the full candles. But as you can see here, at the moment, what's happening here on the microstructure really looks as if this is just a small bear flag again, consolidating as we did here as well. And also here, we were waiting for another low. At some point, this is going to turn around, and it's going to turn around quickly. But at the moment, we have no evidence for that yet. And the downside still looks fairly incomplete. It still suggests that this C wave of a wave 5 should play out, and the C wave ideally consists of 5 waves. So again, could be that this C wave is also unfolding as a diagonal structure. So what I'm tracking here is potentially, one second, let me see, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and one more low to come. In the wave 3, it's an ABC structure, because again, we're dealing with diagonals within diagonals here. So it is quite messy. It's quite a so-called, we call it often tortured diagonal, because it is, it looks completely messy. But we can still recognize some structures. And looking at this, it really looks like a small bear flag here. Looks like a small bear flag in this particular structure. You see it. You can actually add the trend lines here. Looks a bit like a triangle pattern, maybe even a pennant. A bearish pennant, or even ascending wedge pattern, which ideally should break to the downside. But this is really just a micro perspective. Generally, the comment still is true that as long as we stay below $22.20, price is just ranging here. You've got a bit of a range between $19.50 and $22.20. Actually, key support was $20. So the fact that Solana broke below that level and didn't quite recover immediately again, as it did here on the 23rd of August, rather confirms that downside pressure that still is there on the chart. Now, that previous support here at $20, or let's call it $20.20, has actually now formed or morphed into resistance. So I would watch for potential resistance at that level. Also, you can track on the microstructure this tiny pattern here, this potential ascending wedge. This is really just a micro perspective. So a break to the upside here could send us to $20.20 next. And then we've got some resistance up here at $20.90. But all of that is not really bullish until price can rally in 5 waves above $22.20. Ideally, I'd like to see that one more low here, because also double bottoms typically do not hold. That's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.